Okay, welcome back to Comic Book Wednesdays, a weekly series where we talk about comic books. We're your hosts. I'm Ian.
I'm Al.
And I'm Shane.
This week we're back with a new comic. We're reading Superior Spider-Man by Dan Slott. So what do you guys think so far? 3 issues in. Initial
Those were
thoughts?
really hard to put down. I enjoyed that.
Glad you enjoyed it. How are you, Al?
I really kind of don't enjoy Octavius being fucking Spider-Man. Like, I kind of get on, you know guys how I am, like, with the, when we were talking about Cap joining fucking Hydra and doing that whole thing, I was, like, really against it and shit. Like, it's kind of the same feel for me. Like, I just don't, it's not my thing, having a good guy be a bad guy.
Well, like, he's not really trying to be a bad guy. He's trying to be a superior Spider-Man.
Yeah. Who just happens to be a bad guy.
Well, he's trying to be Spider-Man in his own way.
No, I know. And it makes sense, like, reading it. It's just like, ugh. It's kind of icky feeling.
I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah,
Now,
Doom does give the ick.
Doom?
Or Doom, not sorry, Doom. Octavius. Apologies.
Yeah, Doc Ock.
They both wear green. That's where the mix-up happened.
It's... I think where, like, I get what you're saying about the whole, like... Yeah. The whole ick stuff, but at the same time, like... Having the internal Peter there...
It definitely helps.
Having the internal Peter, just that comical aspect of it. Also, you're like, I love his like banter with like JJ, things like that. Like, the way he interacts with him. I like the
Freaking, JJ hates on him for fucking 15 years, and now all of a sudden he's loving Spider-Man because it's Octavius. I'm like, this is bullshit.
yeah. And the whole like diss on Batman with like who would fucking put a beacon?
That I laughed with. I laughed hard on that. But holy shit, when he threw Tombs through that fucking bat, the Spider-Man light, holy shit, that was intense.
It was intense, and you know what? To talk just about that third issue, you see a little bit of Otto's like background. I mean, he doesn't want children to be hurt, so that's what caused him to go off the deep end there.
Yeah.
Like that.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like he's a troubled character. I mean, I remember a lot of these Spider-Man villains are like people that are down on their luck and like shitty things happen to them. I mean, like Doc Ock, you know, like it's a failed science experiment that fucking takes over his, you know, that fucking warps his brain and shit.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, he's a victim just as much, and now he's...
Oh yeah, 100%. Ooh, damn.
And like his approach towards the new Sinister Six, he kind of like waits for them or whatever, you know, gets them all set up. Oh, I don't know. But I mean, enough of me, Shane. I mean, how are you with it? Like, how do you feel about it?
So, first I'll start with the ick. The ick keeps me reading. The ick, yeah, we're gonna call it that. The ick keeps me reading because he's so sleazy, but also I can definitely see like everything that he's doing, and he is trying to be Spider-Man. So there's that part of me that's like, well, he's trying to be Spider-Man. It's like I can't be too mad there, but like, oh god, he's a sleaze.
Yeah, what really gets me is like oh, let's dig into Peter's memories through his suit
Yeah.
and through his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's really kind of like intrusive and
It's
icky.
gross. It's gross. Yeah. No, it's
Yeah,
done on purpose.
The
yeah, no, definitely.
grossest thing for me was when like he was trying to go on dates with MJ, and she was like, "Thank you for taking it slow," and he was like, "Oh, it's no problem." And he was like, "I still can't land her. Why am I having this trouble? Oh wait, I can tap into Peter's memories and hear all the experiences that he had with her. Okay, my curiosity is satisfied." And I was like, "Oh, you just, for lack of a better word, you just mind fucked somebody and then called yourself done."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's icky, like really icky, but it's interesting, at least.
I
There was a
think.
couple of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ian.
I'm curious to see how you guys will feel about it by the time we're done it. Um, it gets interesting.
There was a lot of like really great, just to diverge it for the art for a second, like when you're looking at Doc Ock's past of him getting abused, and he did something that I was really proud of him for doing in that moment when he was talking to the Vulture, where he was like, "No, I can give you everything you want. I can, I know what you want because I remember talking to you about this. You want a nest egg. You want to be set for life and just be happy and be left the fuck alone. I can give that to you." And he's like, "Well, no, it's a trick." And he's like, "No, it's not. I'm trying to give you what you want." And like, as a side note, me working in customer service, I understand that because every time I talk to certain people and and they're like, "Here's my problem." I'm like, "Great, let me solve your problem." And they go, "Would you just help me?" It's like, I'm trying to solve your problem. You are not letting me solve your problem.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so I saw him doing that, and I was like, "Oh, that's really intriguing." And then when he heard the kids, it was like, "Oh, you just lost your chance there, dude."
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a very interesting way for him to be Spider-Man, for him to approach the villain in a way like, "Hey, I I want to help you. I'm gonna make you
That's
go away by helping you."
Let me help you, help me, help you.
Yes. But like the
yeah.
villains are so used to, look at him, he's mocking me. Ah, fuck this guy. Because Spider-Man's there.
Which you can't really blame them. I mean, Spider-Man's kind of a dick when it comes to the mocking aspect of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is like the best part about Spider-Man.
I'm like thinking back to what I remember from the first time I read Superior Spider-Man, and there's just gonna be these moments throughout this book that you guys are gonna love, and I'm hoping I'm remembering all the right ones.
I mean, I can already tell you, I'm enjoying it. It was very hard for me to put down because, sure, the ick does. There is a factor, but for me, it keeps me hooked because I want to see how this plays out. You have a villain masquerading as a superhero, while Peter's mind is actually trying to fight back and was able to stop him from killing someone
Yeah.
without him realizing what happened. So there's going to be there's some sort of like internal struggle there, which I think is really interesting. And then you have all this stuff with MJ because I really thought he was going to go after her, but then when he didn't, I was like, okay, where is this going to go?
Right. So like we talk ick, but he makes the right decision. He makes the decision that Peter could never do.
Yeah.
Move on from MJ.
Yeah, and that's what I thought was really fascinating is he tells her, he's like, "Hey, you and I have been doing this on again, off again thing. You know I'm a superhero. You know everything I do. Like, I know what you're trying to do in the world. I just don't think this is going to be good for either one of us." And she goes back and tells, like, her friend, and she's just like, he's right. Like, we do constantly go on and off again, and it probably isn't healthy for us.
Right. And he's right that also that puts her in danger. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
I did enjoy the part where like they were I forget what they were doing, but they were like out, him and MJ, and he's like, "You promised to hold up your end of the deal," and then I was like, "Okay, well, we're just gonna swing away," like it was his way of keeping the deal, but making Peter sweat first.
oh, absolutely. Trying to think of another part. There was something else. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys now. Now that we're reading this, Peter's actions in Avengers make sense to you, right?
Make a lot
Yeah.
more sense than they did
So
before.
much.
Yeah, it's night and day how. Well, Shane and I both went down.
Agent killed.
No,
Sorry, I'm in a bit of a pickle at the moment.
no, you're all good. The J. Jonah Jameson thing is another thing that I want to bring up because I just find that to be so wild. Of like, oh, they've been fighting each other and going at each other for years and years, and even Peter makes this comment of like, oh yeah, all I had to do was die. Now we get along.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now we get along. Right. And like he's actually being pretty methodical and smart about how he's Spider-Man. The drones, like it
Oh yeah,
allows him
100%.
Yeah. And something the first time I didn't read this, but the second time, now that I'm seeing it, and I've read early Spider-Man comics, the robot that he takes under control, that's from like Stan Lee's original run, like that robot.
No shit.
Oh really?
Yeah. I think it's built to beat Spider-Man, and like Pete he has a really hard time beating it. Was it called the Living Brain or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, that's all the way from the '60s. So I'm like, oh, that's a really
cool.
cool callback. Yeah. I don't know how often that guy shows up, but I really like that.
Yeah, you make a good point though. I got to give Otto props. Like, even in that one scene with the date with MJ, where like the fire truck goes by and she's like, aren't you gonna get that?" And he's like, "No, it's handled.
Yeah.
I have like drones watching. I don't have to go on patrol. I can spend more time with you." And it was like, damn, like you are a genius. Like I can't knock you for that.
Right. Exactly. He's smart.
But yeah, honestly, my most favorite bits are the bits with Jameson. I just find that whole sequence to be hilarious.
Oh, absolutely. It's so good. Jameson's such a great character. And he always has.
I gotta tell you though, I don't think anybody could play him as well as the fuck is his name? The guy that actually plays Jameson in the Spider-Man movies. J.K. Rowling, or not J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's perfect.
So damn good.
When they had him doing the Daily Bugle thing in the movies, like even with the new Spider-Man movies, I was like, yeah, no, this is him. There is no other person. This is this person. End of discussion.
Yeah. I mean, he was really good in the latest Spider-Man, No Way Home. He was
Yeah.
good in that too.
He acted exactly how like I expected him to act.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh goodness. Sorry. Guys.
So all in all, we're good. But yeah, kind of icky. No real other way to describe that than just kind of fucking icky.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I think one of the best parts about this storyline, one, it's fresh, it's new, it's something different.
Yeah.
Two, there is a really good character arc here, and I think y'all will enjoy that as we progress. Though, if I remember correctly, the next issue, number 4, he does something pretty crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn.
I'm looking forward to it because like this isn't really a prediction, but like kind of the vibe that I'm hoping for, I should say. Like, I'm happy either way because I'm enjoying the story. But I could see this either going for like a redemption kind of thing with not becoming a full grid on like because Otto is doing this out of spite, more or less. He wants to be the superior Spider-Man. Like I can do it better. And I have to wonder if he's still gonna like have that towards the end, or if he's gonna like, start to realize that what Peter was doing was actually the better plan. Because as of right now, he's just doing this all for spite and because he can. Like even when he was knocking on the Sinister Six, like when the Sinister Six first showed up, and then he was like, "Oh, you call yourselves the Sinister Six? Okay." Like he knew he was gonna kick their asses. He was just toying with them for a little bit.
Right.
Right, absolutely. He was definitely.
Was it? Was it these issues? And I could be wrong here. Where at one point he like hits somebody or does something, and he's just like, "Jesus, Peter's been holding back this entire time." Is this that story arc?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you did kind of like
You kind of got that with Tombs
with
a little bit.
Tombs, yeah, but yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
He definitely has that oh shit moment. It might be coming up soon, too.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying them.
Good. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to initially be playing Spider-Man for this because there's a really sweet Superior Spider-Man skin that I unlocked. I was like, oh, that would have been perfect. So.
I am the superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. Next week, I'd say definitely play Spider-Man because
Yeah.
just you swinging around, and yeah, no, that's something nice to play Spider-Man while talking about Spider-Man. I can see that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll be like mindless for me, just like swing through the city as I talk. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say on these issues. I love this book, so I'm happy.
They were good. I really did enjoy the art style though. Like it
Oh yeah.
really like brings me back to like what I feel like it should be, like comic wise. Like that's like when I think about comic wise art styles, that's it for me.
Yeah, no, totally. It's really crisp, and I think they're like the edges around Peter are like tighter and like sharper.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I really like that. And you know what? And I think it even adds to the ick because the way that they make Peter look, like he looks very swarmy, like you want to punch him in the mouth,
Oh yeah,
like
100%.
leaning in, and they really did the dialogue really well for him too, saying shit that like normal people don't say.
Yes.
Oh god, it's really good. I mean, like if you don't like him, you're like that's what you're supposed to feel. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Like him.
100%.
It's doing its job. But again, I think that's it. Any final words, thoughts, anything?
Nah, that pretty much does it for me.
All right, cool. So we'll
Yeah.
continue. Oh, sorry, Shane.
No, I was agreeing.
Okay, perfect. So next week we'll continue with issues 4, 5, and 6 of Superior Spider-Man. All right, well, thanks everybody for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed the night. We're your hosts. I'm Ian.
I'm Al.
And I'm Shane.
Good night.